Hello everyone, and welcome to today's reading of Lost Treasures. Today's chapter, The Treasures of Lima. In 1823, Lima, the capital of Peru, was under siege from Peruvians who wanted to overthrow their Spanish conqueror's government. At the time, Lima was one of the richest cities in the whole of South America, because of the nearby silver and gold mines. Fearing that the huge amounts of gold and silver bullion held under his guard would fall into the hands of the rebel forces, the governor of Lima decided to transport it back to Spain. So, along with the treasures of the city, it was taken to Callao, the nearest port to Lima. Here, a British ship, the Mary Dear, was lying at anchor. With the rebel forces hard on his heels, the governor pleaded with her captain, William Thompson, to allow him to store the treasure on board under the protection of the British flag. Thompson agreed, so Lima's enormous rout was loaded onto the Mary Dear and guarded by some Spanish soldiers. Captain Thompson was not a pirate, but he and his crew had never seen so much gold, silver, and jewelry, and the temptation proved too much for them. During the night, the guards were killed and thrown overboard, while the Mary Dear slipped anchor and set sail for Cocos Island in the Pacific Ocean, about 560 kilometers from Costa Rica. Far away from the main shipping routes, this uninhabited island was often visited by pirates in search of food and water. Some of them also hid their treasure there. After anchoring in one of the island's bays, Thompson and his men took the treasure ashore, burying some of it and concealing the rest in a cave. The Mary Dear then headed back to the mainland. On the way, she was attacked by a Spanish ship and captured. All her crew were hanged for theft and piracy, except for the captain and first mate, James Forbes, who were spared on condition that they reveal where they had hidden the treasure. They were taken back to the island. Here they escaped from their captors and fled into the thick jungle. Thompson and Forbes remained on Cocos Island for several weeks before being rescued by a passing fishing boat and returned to the mainland. Shortly afterward, Forbes died of yellow fever, leaving Captain Thompson as the only person alive who knew where Lima's treasure was hidden. Nothing is known about him until he reappeared years later in St. John's, Newfoundland. By then he was a sick man, and on his deathbed gave a map and instructions on how to find the treasure to his friend John Keating. Keating passed all this information on to one of his friends, a Captain Boag. Together they sailed to Cocos Island. In 1841 they found the treasure but quarreled over how it should be split up, and only Keating returned to their ship. The crew presumed that he had murdered his partner, although Keating claimed that Boag had drowned in a stream while trying to cross it, laden with gold and silver. In all, Keating made 3 trips to the island and is reputed to have brought back $500,000 in gold. He died in 1894. Since then, several expeditions have gone to Cocos Island to locate the treasure. None has succeeded. Lima's wealth still lies concealed there. So maybe one day the treasures of Lima will be found. Who knows? Where to next time? Oh, how about a trip across the pond? And by that I mean France. See you then!